English VTuber Ironmouse, as well as a number of English voice actors, are currently in the middle of a bit of a controversy with this new game NTE, or Neverness to Everness, including notorious English VA Kaylee Mills. That's right, English VA Kaylee Mills, one of the most hated English VAs out there. Many people call her a liar, a doxer, a harasser. All of that in relation to Kaylee's involvement with the massively failed Genshin Impact strike from SAG-AFTRA VAs back in 2025, and what she did to her fellow VA Jacob Takanashi. Let's get the context for this one. It all starts with Ironmouse in a post from May 5th, which reads, Ironmouse has dropped her Neverness to Everness sponsorship after finding out that the developers lied to her ad agency about not using generative AI in the game. Clip being 1 minute long, let's take a look.
And they had told my people that there's no AI in it.
It literally has scenes from Weathering with You on a big TV in the city with an AI filter over it. It's not even a, whoops, we forgot to take out the temp assets. It's theft, and they keep lying. Feel sorry for anyone that was involved without knowing about this or having already signed contracts without being able to back out.
Bro, I would have never known until I didn't know until I saw that thing on Twitter after the stream. I guess like since I did it, I got pushed. Like, a lot of stuff got pushed to me, and then people also added me with stuff. So I saw it, and I'm like, what the f, bro? And they told my sponsor people. They told my sponsor people, they said no. They said, we do not have AI in anything. There's no AI anywhere. And it's just like, why are you fucking lying, bro?
Now, really quick, if you're not familiar with this game, Neverness to Everness is one of the latest gacha games, having just released on April 29th, and people are calling it a sort of anime sci-fi GTA. As you'll see in a moment as the video continues, opinions are pretty split on the whole AI usage part of all of this, but regardless of that, if NTE really did lie in business communications, obviously that's a bad move. Equally as obvious, I'm not accusing them of lying, I'm just saying hypothetically if they really did, that's obviously a bad thing. But I haven't seen the communications, I don't know what was said specifically. We do have a post here that says the sponsor management actually lied, and that this is an official statement from the devs. AI is only used on the poster and billboard as placeholders. Now, we'll take a look at this statement. I don't know how legit this is or isn't. We'll take a look at it though. But this also doesn't mean that they lied or didn't lie in communications. We don't know what the communications are, like I just said. So some public statement doesn't necessarily reflect what they may have said in private communications, which I'm sure everyone understands. But nevertheless, we have this that says, that gaming thing. Many projects are now promoting AIGC. What is the attitude of Shuhan towards AI in terms of technology and art? I'm laughing at my own horrible pronunciation of that word, my bad. But Yang Lei then says, our bottom line is very clear, and our core assets and character portraits will never touch AI. Second game players buy emotional value, and everyone is very disgusted with spending money to buy industrial assembly line products. We will mainly use AI to run some atmosphere renderings to see if it is the feeling we want as preliminary work for finding references and a lot of trial and error. Someone says, when was this interview taken? The OP says, this was a Q&A a few days before or after launch. The original is on Bilibili as far as I know. This is an English translation posted on Reddit. Other users saying thank you. And the OP providing the source of that interview over on gamersky.com. Now we'll take a look at some VAs who have also issued statements against NTE, starting with Kaylee Mills. And by the way, after that, we'll take a look at some of the parts of NTE that people are accusing of being AI generated. You'll be able to take a look and come to your own assessment. Starting with the response from English VA Kaylee Mills, who says, it's so important for the people who have the most power to speak up in situations like this. Very proud of Mouse and her team. I hope it leads to positive change. Duality in the responses to Kaylee, with one user saying, yeah, I stopped playing when I heard about AI. It's destroying everything, so I'm not going to support AI in anything. Conversely, at the top reads, she's played multiple games using generative AI. Most all games coming out in the future will use it because it's a great tool. This is just to appease a certain rabid type of crowd. You yourself voice in games that are using it, which is fine. Such performative BS. Kaylee then adding two more takes onto her initial one that read, and by the way, I get why people don't speak up. Some may even have it in their contracts that they can't. Some are just afraid of losing work. More and more, I'm okay with losing work if it means standing on my principles. Kaylee Mills talking about principles, now that's funny. Going to the second post now, she continues and says, but I've also been through hell and I know I can survive it. even though it felt impossible at first. There are too many amazing creators and properties with great people working on them to worry about being seen as unappealing to those who don't see me as malleable. Top responses to Kaylee, including, would you work with them if they remove the AI stuff? She says, yeah, I would. I believe in second chances and betterment, and the fact you're okay losing work to stand on your principles is awesome and deserves mad respect. She says, I also recognize it's a privilege and not something everyone can afford to do. Yeah, but when has Kaylee ever actually done that? It seems like she just takes the stance of whatever SAG-AFTRA demands of her. Another English VA issued a somewhat vague statement that seems to be about NTE and all of this AI controversy. Specifically saying, I recently found out that a game I worked on has been using AI and has been dishonest about it. I want to be clear that I do not support generative AI in any creative field, including voiceover, art, writing, or music. If this is not addressed and removed, I will not be continuing work with this team. Let's take a look at the top responses to this VA. We've got Emerald Apple at the top saying, oh, but coding and software development using AI is fine. Grow the heck up, it's 2026, it's time to get with the program and join the modern times. Bulwark right below that saying, I mean, you were paid, right? You gonna give the money back? And then we got Puro saying, since you now know that they were using AI and being dishonest, it's only right for you to return all the money paid for work you did. You wouldn't want your name to be attached to a horrible thing like AI, right? And all throughout the responses, it seems like most people are actually not supporting her take at all, pointing out various hypocrisies and stuff like that. Starting with this 34-second clip, we'll take a look at some examples of what people are saying is AI generated in game.
Competition. First, let's hear a few words from the organizer, Giovanni Dvorak.
Hello, everyone. I am Giovanni Dvorak. In this game, you just need to select what you want and bring them out safely. It's simple and fun. I know you're feeling nervous, just like when I was about to confess to my now wife.
Thank you, Mr. Giovanni. I hereby announce...
Yeah, the TV animation clip does look like AI, but the real crime here is playing in the English dub. That's obviously a joke baked in truth, but let's take a look at the duality in the responses here. We've got, ugh, I love the game, why are they doing this? Conversely, good, I hope they keep doing this for tiny stuff that doesn't matter and is actually kind of funny so they have more time to focus on stuff that actually matters, like gameplay and story. Hey boss, we're short on time, can we just use AI to finish this segment faster? Yeah, sure, it's not a big segment, go for it. It's a non-issue. They're literally doing this to save time for more important parts. Things are getting strange though, because this response says there's a billboard that's just straight up scenes from Weathering with You, but with an AI filter on top of it. I really like this game and I'm enjoying it a lot, but wow, this is not a good look and it's so lazy. But this response says, when did you even record this, in the beta? Because it's not present on the current release. I check on the PC, console, and mobile version, and I don't see it. 3 more quick examples here in this post on Reddit that says NTE and AI, showing the first example, the second example, and the third example. My bad, it actually got cut off a little bit, I see in post-production. Let me show you one more time. First example, second example, third example. There's also a 2-minute fight scene animation that's currently also a point of contention, with some people debating if there's AI use in that fight scene animation or not. But it's also a bit out of the scope of this video because a lot of that discourse is simply people arguing about how good of a gacha fight scene it is. Some people saying it's the best they've ever seen in a gacha game, other people saying it's not. So like I said, a bit out of the scope of this video. This is to say that that's like all the main stuff. Let me know what you think about the latest. And if you think the statements people are making have validity to them, or if you think people are blowing this stuff way out of proportion or what. I'll leave it there. Thank you for tuning in. Come to your own assessment as usual, and I'll see you in the next one.